Hey, Coach, man, what time is it?
Oh, Slim, you know what time it is. 6 o'clock, straight up and down. It's HomeSpun Sports with Coach John Montgomery. Sports talk with a twist of down-home wisdom. Welcome. Welcome. We're so glad you are here. Tuned in once more and again to HomeSpun Sports. It's sports style. Hey, with just a little twist of down home wisdom. I'm the host, John W. Montgomery II, back in good old Southeast Oklahoma. They call me John 2. Way up there in Del City, Oklahoma. The last P in the shell, my baby boy, he's the producer, the man behind the glass. What's up, Slim? What's up? My kinfolk. What up,
How you
dog?
doing, Coach? I can't call it, man. I'm doing fantastic. How you doing?
Slim, I am peacock proud to introduce our special guest for episode number 15. This gentleman is a Renaissance man in every sense of the word. He is a published author. His book, Perseverance, Lessons on Leadership and Teamwork, is still available in bookstores across the country. He is a doctor of jurisprudence, and in a coaching career that spans over 5 decades, he is widely and long been known as one of the leading offensive authorities in football, college or pro. He is a first-class act in every sense of the word. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, please make welcome my friend, Marc Trestman.
That was over the top.
Get out of here, man.
Try to cut some of that stuff out. But you know what's interesting, John, is when we get introduced, we always get introduced and people give us the accolades, right? Mm-hmm. They always talk about what you've accomplished.
Yeah.
What really makes the man, as you know and I know, is the adversities, the things we've overcome in our life, right? So we're measured by, I always talk about, I've been in Canada, we went to 4 Grey Cups in 7 years and won 3. Okay. And in Miami, we won a national championship. They introduce you that way. And then I go, Kenny Calhoun didn't stick his middle finger out there on a 2-point play, we wouldn't have won the national championship. And we won 3 Grey Cups by 7 points total.
Wow.
So, success and failure, it's credit card thin perceptively.
Absolutely.
But at our age, what gives us strength is the adversities and the things we've overcome. Because that's what we can really share, because we know it's a long and winding road in life. The journey is full of more downs than ups.
Ain't no question.
We've all had different kinds of adversities, health adversities, financial adversities, professional adversities.
Come on now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying is that at our age, we look back and we see how it's all tied together. And it's that narrative that allows us at this stage of our life to use our experience and, our wisdom, which is really just our life experiences, now to serve others and to serve God along the way, right?
Ain't no question, Trez. Ain't no question. My dad always said, it's not the height you attain, but the depth from which you came. And man, Marc, Marc, it's well, you remember it, Slim, the training camp, Oakland Raiders, 2003, and I'm up there on one of those minority apprenticeship deals, and Willie Brown, the late great Oakland Raider Willie Brown, was an assistant on the staff, and he handled the apprenticeship program through then general manager Bruce Allen, a man again I know you know well. And Bruce, Mark, was Ickey Wood's agent when he had GBA Sports World. So that's how I knew Bruce Allen. And he was kind enough to allow me to come up. Bill Callahan's the head coach. You're the OC and quarterback coach. And I never will forget this, Mark. One of the landmarks of my coaching career was we'd gone up for the exhibition game to play the Rams. And we're at Oakland Alameda Coliseum. And after the game, Slim, I'm an intern, okay? I'm keeping my mouth shut and my head down digging.
Right.
So Mark comes up to me and goes, "Hey, John, don't go back with the Jakes."
Hold on, Coach. You came up with the term the Jakes? That's what
was that your term or Callahan or Bill?
Callahan, that's not. I'm not that smart. Callahan.
Bill.
Oh, God.
Bill, if you were a nub way down the line, and you know, unbeknownst to me, Trez, the vets, they drive their cars. The free agents and the young guys ride the bus up. So so Mark comes up to me in the locker room. He goes, "Yo, John, don't ride back with the Jakes." He said, "I've got to go. I'm going to stop by my house and feed the dog, and we'll drive back in my car. I want to visit with you." Man, Slim, we were winding through, and that's some beautiful country. That Napa, that Northern California, those mountains. Yeah. And Mark, man, riding back with you, just about 2.5, 3 hour ride and chopping it up with you, man. I want to let you know, Trev, for an old boy from Southeast Oklahoma, partner, I was in some tall cotton.
Well, that was quite a place. Remember, we were at the Marriott Hotel there, and I mean, you walk out your door, you walk out the patio door, and you walk onto the practice field. And I always remember, you know, when we go out there, this is just a memory I have. Is I used to always look up at the roof, and it was hot, right? And these guys were working their tails off in the summer heat, you know, thinking, could we be luckier, you know, to be in the NFL? And these guys, that's real work. You know, those guys on the roof, it's dangerous, it's not safe, it's hot. And those guys are putting in their 8 hours in a whole different environment than we were in. And it just gave you perspective on how grateful we were to be doing it.
And while you talk about that Raider experience, Slim, I mean, I'm in the Marriott, and all Marriotts are nice.
Yes.
But the Marriott in Napa, California, partner, that's some high dollar living.
Yeah.
And here I am out of Poto, Oklahoma, at the Marriott in Napa, California, and it's Marc Trestman, it's Bill Callahan,
it's Al Davis.
Harbaugh.
It's Al Davis.
Hey, Willie Brown.
Yeah.
Fred Biletnikoff. And listen, hey, those are the coaches. Hey, how about going in the meetings, walking down the hallways, going out on the field, watching Charles Woodson, Jerry Rice, Tim Brown. Oh man,
Lincoln Kennedy.
Tyrone
Hinckley, Charlie Garner.
Yeah.
A lot of guys.
Yeah, Rich Gannon. There was some big. In fact, Trez, that was a team, Mark, that had just come from losing the Super Bowl to Tampa Bay.
Right, that's right.
Yeah,
that's some ballers.
Wow.
That's some ballers.
I just want to tell you, I've watched a few of your podcasts. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. You got a lot of juice, great energy, and you can feel your heart, both you guys. It's been awesome.
Well, we appreciate it, Trez. We appreciate
so much, Coach. Coach, I want to talk to you about your experience. You know, where you've been. 11 teams, 1 national championship at the U under Howard Schnellenberger.
Yep.
Okay.
Before you were born.
But right. You know, but you got to do your research, Coach. You got to do your research now. But like I said, like 11 teams, head football coach in Chicago from 2013 to 2014, And like we said, 3 Grey Cups, 2 with Montreal, 1 with Toronto. I just want to talk to you about your journey, Coach. That's a heck of an experience. I mean, you've literally been everywhere when it comes to football.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think I can break it down for you, and I think it's worthwhile to talk about it. The first half of my career, I was very transactional. It was all about me. It was about my title. It was about the next job. It was about peer group adulation. It was, using players as chess pieces to score touchdowns, and there was some success there. We were really good in San Francisco. Every place I was a coordinator. The first 4 places I was a coordinator went to the playoffs my first year, but it was after getting fired in Miami when Dave Wanstead got fired. Jim Bates took over. We got fired there after 1 year. I decided I wanted to get out of the NFL, and wound up hooking up with Chuck Amato at NC State.
NC State.
Yeah, my daughters were in 6th and 8th grade. And so I'm there, and I'm thinking, I'm going to get out of the NFL. I'm going to get my daughters through junior high and high school, and I'm going to really solid program, and I'll coach here for 6 years. And when it's done, my daughters will graduate high school, and I'll be on the way. And but there was something going on in me that I never really felt fulfilled coaching in the NFL. There was something missing. And what happens in life and in most people's narrative, because that's what I'm really talking about here, my narrative, is that it takes a real strong adversity, professional adversity, to make you stop and look back.
Well, come on, man.
And I got fired. But Chuck Amato got fired after my 2nd year in NC State.
Okay.
And he got fired because we didn't have Phillip Rivers, right? We had a new quarterback and we didn't win, and he got fired. There were some things that happened.
Okay.
It was devastating because I promised my daughters that I would wind up, we weren't going to leave until they graduated. So we were literally crying on the floor. And that changed everything for me. I had 2 years left on a 4-year contract. And I decided I wasn't going to live this way anymore, and I was going to find out why I wasn't happy, even though I had financial success, professional success, a lot of good things, coaching MVP of the league, but there was something missing. And I went back to my narrative, and I'm not going to go deep into it, but what I found out is I didn't have my values in place. I didn't know what my purpose was. I didn't have a mission statement, and I had no self-awareness.
Okay.
So it's kind of in reverse chronicle order. Self-awareness isn't just how you see yourself, it's how others see you.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah.
I felt like I found out that I didn't even care how people saw me. And then I realized that I was a little quirky. I wasn't very personal. You may have found me personal, John, but at the end of the day, I was missing some things. And so somebody had told me we need to know our purpose and our why. Our purpose isn't, I got to feed my family. Our purpose is, how do we use our platform to serve others? That's what you're doing right now. You're serving a purpose here, not just for you, but for others by the information you're bringing, in the media, right?
Thanks, Marc.
My purpose, I made a mission statement. I built a mission statement, and I found core values. Okay. And I changed from being a transactional coach, which is all about me, to a transformational coach in the second half of my coaching career, which is about serving others.
Bang, bang, bang.
And allowing others to become better versions of themselves.
Bang, bang, bang.
So that adversity changed my life. And over the last 15 years, I've had perceptual success and perceptual failure. But what I know I've done is every day I've touched a life and changed it forever. I know that. And I know I've asked for that. And I think the key here, well, let me just tell you my mission statement. It's worthwhile because it was built around football.
Okay.
All right. Football is a zero-sum game. Somebody wins and somebody loses on every play of every day.
Yes, sir.
The corner gets beat, the receiver wins. The receiver wins, the corner gets beat. The end beats the tackle beats the end. And on every play, you either have to overcome adversity or you have to overcome success. So the first part of my mission statement was I would embrace adversity.
Okay.
And to embrace adversity, that means you got to take it on and immediately turn it into something better, right? I was going to be humble in success. That I thought the reason why we won is because the way I call plays. I had no idea about the interconnectivity that everybody had to his success. It was all about me. And then finally, and probably the most important, this took over a year, was I was going to relentlessly serve others and never ask or expect anything in return. And when I got there, it changed everything, bro. Everything. Because my life lesson to anybody who will listen, if you give and don't worry about what's coming back, you will get it. And
Yes,
so
sir.
it's my life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's my life. And I've gotten fired along the way, and I've had great success along the way, perceptual, but that always stays the same.
Listen, bless somebody who can't bless you back. Ain't
What
no
you've done
question.
for the least of these.
What you say, Slim?
I said, what you've done for the least of these is what you've done for me.
Yeah. So
And you didn't write that, Milton.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have a more biblical approach, and I respect that a lot. But servant leadership is what it is.
Yeah,
Well,
ain't no question.
You can make it religious or you can make it professional, but it's still comes from the same God.
Yeah, the same God, Trez. And Trez, when you looked at it like that and started handling your coaching career like that, my brother, you were coaching a sermon every time you stepped on the practice field or the game field. You were coaching a sermon.
Yeah, and then when you develop core values.
Yeah, man.
But core values are non-negotiables. No matter what the noise is, you stay the same. So my core values were trust, respect, joy, humility, and love. So as long as I stayed within on the rails there was no noise that anybody could say to me or do to me that was going to I was always reeled back into the rails.
Okay. Yeah, ain't no question. So, Marc, man, we talked to him. Your background shows that you are Minnesota Golden Gopher. So I know you know the great Tony Dungy.
Very well.
And you worked with Tony, right?
Yeah, we were in the same room for 3 years.
Okay. Tony Dungy.
Let me just be clear. People don't realize Tony Dungy was a hell of a quarterback in the Big Ten. He remember, Tom Moore was our coordinator. The coordinator for Peyton Manning for 10 years. Tom's with Tom Bowles, not with Bowlesy now in Tampa.
Tom Moore was Jim Caldwell's right-hand man at Indy.
100%, and Tony Dungy's, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But Tom recruited me, and he was our coordinator in college.
Oh, wow. Okay. The hottest team in football, the only undefeated team in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes, sir.
When I watched the Eagles play, watched them take down Dallas Sunday Night Football.
Yes, sir.
6-0. Tony Dungy said, make sure your B students make A's, make sure your C students make B's. In other words, facilitate overachievement. Marc, you're a quarterback man. Jalen Hurts, there was a time when a lot of people were second guessing, wondering if this guy is the real deal. Can he get it done? It is very apparent that Nick Sirianni he's facilitating his overachievement. You're a quarterback coach. How is he doing that, Marc?
Well, I think that that's an interesting scenario. So Nick Sirianni, this is just my belief.
Okay.
Nick Sirianni never called a play in the NFL.
Wow.
So he goes to Philadelphia, and that's happened a lot.
Okay.
Now, Sean McVay never called a play until he went to the Rams. Okay.
Wow.
So it's kind of my belief that when it comes to calling plays, there's some intuition involved.
Okay.
You can be really football savvy, but there is there's a wiring that you have to call plays.
Okay.
And you just know when you have it. Well, Nick Sirianni called the plays last year, and it didn't go very well.
Okay.
So I think Nick Sirianni fired himself as the coordinator, so to speak, and
Okay.
decided he's doing this year what Brian Dable did when he came in. Brian said, and the difference is Brian Dable is a decorated play caller.
Okay.
He
Okay.
turned it over to Mike Kafka in New York.
Okay.
And I'm going to coach the team.
Okay.
I think one of the things Nick did, he either said, I'm going to coach the team. Howie Roseman said, you're going to coach the team, and we're going to have somebody else call the plays. Or Nick fired himself and said, we'll be a better team if Steichen calls the plays.
Okay.
Right? So I was in Cleveland for Philadelphia's practice against the Browns for 2 days.
Okay.
And I was very impressed with Jalen Hurts.
Oh, man.
I was also impressed with the offensive line, the receivers, the running back, but Jalen had improved and they got it going. There's an exponential growth there. It's very similar to Josh Allen's growth, maybe not as advanced, but Josh Allen couldn't complete a pass 3 years ago, basically. And now he's the Superman of the NFL, right?
No question.
So, yeah, I just think that they've done a great job. Their defense is not good. It's excellent. Their offensive line is not good. They are a complete team. And Jalen Hurts is taking care of the football.
He is. He is doing that.
That's got to be respected. The way they've made changes that are in the best interest of the team, and now it's become kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy that it's still too early.
It's early.
It's a fluid league. A lot can happen, but they are staying healthy. And if they stay healthy and he continues to take care of the ball, they're going to be tough to beat because they don't have to be great anywhere because they're good everywhere.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Is taking care of the ball, and he can make the play with his legs when he needs to make it.
There you go. There you go. So, Trez, when you look at this quarterback class of 2021, that was a bumper crop with some talent in there. And they all 6 guys went early. Zach Wilson, kid from Brigham Young. Trevor Lawrence, a kid from Clemson. Then you had Davis Mills from Stanford. You had Justin Fields from Ohio State. Trey Lance from North Dakota State. And Mac Jones from Alabama. Now, that was the class of 2021. They were rookies. Now these guys are sophomores. Which one of those guys excites you think has the biggest upside, and the one you'd like to coach the most? You coach them good.
It's a no-brainer. It's Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is by far over and above the best quarterback out there.
Justin Herbert.
It's not even close in my mind.
Why do you say that, Mark?
Because he's got it all. He's got incredible football intelligence. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's accurate, he's an Iceman. He's extremely humble, extremely articulate, and in my mind, truly the face of the organization. Now, you can go through the list. Justin Fields can't play in the offense that he's playing in right now. It doesn't work for him. Mac Jones right now is exactly the guy they drafted. They knew when they drafted Mac Jones what they were getting. He's a good player. He's a good player. Zappy is playing great. And what's interesting there is 2 guys who never really coached offense are doing a great job of coaching the offense. I just looked at the game closely on tape. And those coaches, Matt Patricia, and Joe Judge, exceptional work. I liked Mills a lot. Coming out, I thought he went in the 3rd. That was right.
That's about right.
Yeah, I was very unimpressed last year with Zach Wilson. But I'm still not ready to. I haven't bought him yet.
You ain't bought him yet,
but he's playing better.
Okay.
I haven't watched the guy in San Francisco play enough.
He ain't played enough. Nobody.
The bottom line is, it wouldn't matter. If Justin Herbert is so far ahead of all of them, it's not even close.
Okay. So So you talked about Josh Allen. So when you thinking in my mind, you thinking the elite, and Justin Herbert's in that league. You like him over Patrick Mahomes?
I like Justin Herbert as much as Mahomes. I don't. You didn't ask me about Mahomes. You asked me about Pat.
I did.
I mean, to me, Pat Mahomes is an anomaly. There's nobody like him.
Well said.
But if you ask me who I wanted to coach out of the 2021 class, it's not even close.
Okay.
Justin Herbert. Coach, while we got you on the topic of quarterbacks, I know we're about to go into week 8, but do you see any sort of lock for the Heisman yet? CJ Stroud doing his thing in Ohio State, Bryce Young, Hendon Hooker just took down Alabama.
Yeah.
Is he the
I don't
front runner?
watch college football. I happen not to like it. To be honest with you, I don't like where the game has gone, but I have watched Bryce Young, and he's really the only guy I've watched over the last couple of years. And that's just surfing through.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's small,
Mm-hmm.
but he's exceptional. He's elite.
Okay.
And I have to believe that, he'll be in consideration certainly as a first-round pick. I can't comment on any of the other guys because I haven't watched them.
Okay.
But he's got intangibles. He makes plays. He can run, but he's very small. I mean, he's not small. He's not thick. He doesn't look thick like a Russell Wilson thick.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. He looks really, really. I mean, to take the hits, But I think he's an exceptional player. I think he will be a first-round consideration. I think he would have to be.
Mark, you spot on. He's 185 pounds with a brick in his hip pocket.
Yeah.
Soaking wet in syrup. He's about 185, 90 pounds.
You don't know how he's going to play in a winter in Green Bay and in the playoffs or you don't know, but he is a champion. There's no doubt about it. He's a deserving consideration in my mind. He can throw the ball. He can run. I think he can do it all, but he is small.
He is. Mark, before we let you get out of here, man, what's going on with you now? You with this thing called the Think Tank, and you're connected with a couple of online coaching clinics. What's going on?
Really, what I'm doing is for the last 3 years, I've taught a leadership course at my alma mater, the University of Miami Law School. This is my 3rd year, so my locker room is basically the class.
Okay.
And I've been really love doing that. I've got a podcast as well called The Leadership Game Plan. It's on Spotify, and we've had a tremendous, really eclectic group of guests from all, Thomas Friedman, Pulitzer Prize winner, New York Times,
wow,
Maris Raptors, Alex Rodriguez, Russell Wilson came on and did a podcast for us.
Wow.
Rage, who, the highest ranking female executive in the NFL. Brandon Marshall did a great podcast. One of the best we had was Brandon. He's just doing exceptional work. So really proud of that. A lot of takeaways in each one, just like yours, last week, Coach Hendricks, really some great takeaways. The best takeaway from him was his humility, tremendous humility. So I'm doing that. And then I work for this website called the 33rd Team.
Mm-hmm.
And Bill Polian's on there. There are a lot of former coaches and players.
Okay.
And we do content basically every day. So I do video content. I write a letter to a quarterback every week. Last week I did Zach Wilson. I've done Zach. I've done Davis Mills. I've done literally getting a quarterback ready, how he's performed, and what it takes to win. So I'm having fun with that. And then golf's become my passion, so I play golf almost every day.
Okay. So Mark, you living in Miami, right?
I live in Naples.
Okay.
And then I travel once a week to the law school to teach.
Fantastic. Mark, you're a stand-up guy. I'm most appreciative. I want you to know, brother, how much I value your friendship. We showed your book when we introduced you, and you autographed that for me. It's still Man, it goes in. It's in my bookcase even as we speak. I steal a little nugget from it from time to time. But you're a stand-up guy, Mark, and I value your friendship, man. Just thanks for coming on our show.
It's been a privilege, a pleasure. Slim, thank you for your work. And John, it's great till we reconnect. If there's anything I can ever do, just holler.
Coach, we'll leave the link to your podcast in the description of our show. For all of our viewers, make sure y'all check out Marc Trestman's podcast.
Slim, thank you. And make sure you check out all of your podcasts as well. I'm going to get on it. When I get on my elliptical, I'm going to have one of your podcasts in my ears every time until I get through them all. I got 3 years to go through, right?
Yeah, you got 3 seasons, Coach.
We got 3 seasons, man. And yeah, and just like they say on the Tonight Show, Mark, more to come.
You know it.
Keep up the energy. Keep up the spirit and the energy. It comes right through the screen here. Keep it up, guys. Love you both.
Love you, Mark. And thanks, brother. Love you, my brother.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.